Oh, hello again. Today is Sunday, and you know what that is. Painting time. Yay! I'm excited. Well, the commission painting I want to do, it's over here. Somewhere. Yeah, it's drying. The geeso didn't actually do what I wanted it to do today because of temperature, so we're going to wait. But in the meantime, I do have something I need to finish. I've always wanted to finish this picture, and we're going to work on that tonight for a little bit, right? So it's going to be the madman and the Duchess in the garden in the backyard. Oh, look, that decided to wake up and turn on. Great. After working with this thing for so long to try to get it on, I guess, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, this is going to work for what we needed to. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope all of you that were watching the Super Bowl had or are having a good time. You know, not like I'm trying to compete with that or anything, you know. So let's go on ahead and get over here. I'm going to turn some music on, and me and my squeaky chair will get to painting. So here we go. Ah, very nice. So as you can see here, we're going to be working on this here tonight. So far I just have the base idea, and I'm going to be working on some other stuff here and the sky and a little bit of what I've explained in the background. So we got some darker colors and some lighter colors, skin tones, different things like that. And we'll see what time will permit and everything. So I guess let's go on ahead, and I want to pick something. Well, I don't care. I want to pick the EDM tonight. I'm just going to pick some electronic music just to keep it upbeat and going, so it's not too dull and droned out, right? All classic. We'll start off with this one. There we go. So, hope everybody's day's been going well today. I had a pretty good day today myself. The facility was in good shape today. Nothing too crazy going on, right? I'm gonna make this that dress that I had an idea for. So anybody have anything interesting going on this weekend? Oh, how are you doing, Matt Mill? Interesting. Interesting indeed. I am doing all right. I have been trying to get back into the swing of things. I have been working, like I said, I have some commissions. The season for art exhibits are starting soon. Nothing too crazy going on. Also, fantastic. You know, sometimes it's good not to have anything crazy going on. But, yeah, getting the beginning of the new season of festivals are about to begin. That's going to start up soon. So, everybody's trying to get themselves, things are starting to pop up. So, trying to keep my eyes and ears ready. And, you know, doing some new experiments here in the asylum. We're always doing something a little new here. There we go. I just need a dollop. I don't need very much. But it'll probably turn into something. I'll probably use that for some clouds and some effects. Let's get back to it. But yes, other than that, there we go. Most things have been, for the most part, fairly well. I know I have been working on some new time-lapse items and some other things I'm not really going to put too much energy out there with, but I have some things in the works, and I'm hoping that it will pan out well. I hope it comes out well, and got some new things I'm trying to do for content as well. So there we go. Oh man. So I don't want to bogue and creep everybody out with wild, crazy conversation, you know. I'm just going to try to keep it light tonight. I'm not going to get too far off into the weeds, but, you know, I want to just ask a simple question. How's everybody actually doing? Like, how's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing right now? You know, that's how I want to ask. Like, how's everybody really doing? How are you doing? You know, look at that nice blend of the color. And what I'm trying to do here is give it that shade. I'm not really trying to make it as thick as it looks, but I need it to be for what I'm trying to do and the effect I'm trying to give. This is like a, there we go. Right. Oh, hello, Sloth. It's been a while. I'm glad you're doing well. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, it's been a while since I have seen you. What new have you been up to? And what I mean by new have you been up to? What have you been doing new? That's the, you know, that's the thing I'm doing this year. I'm asking, what are you doing new? I don't care about like, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, no, that's important. But like, what are you doing new? What's new going on with you? I think that's a good approach to conversation. Like what's going on that's new? Nothing much. Okay, well, but it allows you to have a not the same old predictable conversation. Something new. Trying new things. There we go. So I want to do that. Cool. It's been crazy lately. We're trying to accommodate and start of the year. Yeah, it's trying to calm down. So I'm just streaming and making videos. Hey, that's fantastic. I know that's hard to deal with, especially new changes at the beginning of the year. Or any new change is hard to deal with. But, that's awesome though that you're able to get to a good point now so you can start getting back to what you enjoy doing, which is streaming. So that's awesome. Let's see. That's right. Ooh, I could have made a mess there, but I did not. So this is not everything that the Duchess wears is solid black, but there might be grayer elements. How have I been? I'm glad I took that break. To be honest with you, I realized in the time that I wasn't here, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing or why am I streaming? Because if to tell you guys the truth, April will be 5 years. I've been streaming for 5 years, doing art on YouTube for 5 years in April. And you know what? I had to come to a point of what am I doing? Why am I doing this? What is my purpose? Because, everybody's always like, well, what are you going to do in the next 5 years? Well, I want to self-evaluate. What am I doing? And why am I doing the art? What's the purpose of the art? Why am I doing that? And I took all that month to just think and be in that moment and not think about anything else. Just be there where I'm at. And, I realized I enjoy it. It's what I do. It's what I enjoy to do. Yeah, I know I have the gimmick and I'm going to break the fourth wall. And, yeah, I am a normal person. And I use the asylum as like my hook there. For those who have no imagination. I'm sorry, I don't want to be that person, but I am. Anyways, I enjoy doing this. And I hope that other people can learn or pick up something and be able to use a technique or learn something or build a little bit of confidence to be able to not be afraid of art. We are all able to do creative things, and we have all been taught that I don't know how to do that, and to make that an identity. You don't have to do that. You can just do what you feel that you can do. If you want to do something artistic, you are able to, and I want to show that because, I'm not professionally trained. I don't have a professional background. I have a passion, a gift, and I have been cultivating it for a long time. So, that's what I did with the time that I was away, and I'm doing better now. And I'm glad I took that moment to reflect on myself. Reflect on the actual goal, the actual purpose. And I am doing well. So, and I'm glad that I did that. And sometimes, you have to reflect on oneself. You have to look at yourself and say, hey, what's going on with me? What is actually going on with me? Like, I feel disconnected. Why am I feeling like this? And it's okay to feel like some kind of way, and that's what I felt like. But I think what ended up happening is that I was doing things, going to events, getting exposure, but there were things that were happening that were out of my control, and because of that, it was making a lot of delays. And who knows what those delays may have been, but at least some people got to see. So maybe this year they might have a little bit more. And maybe there won't be no storm this time, right? Burnout is 100% real, and sometimes it's good to step away. That is very true, Sloth. That is very true. And, I didn't want to be destructive. I wanted to think of something a little bit different. I want to change this song. This thing has just had enough. I've had enough. That's better. Right? It's like Club Teabags all over again. Huh. And if you don't know about that, that's kind of sad. Who knows what might happen with that. So, anyways, yes, it was good to step back, take a breath, kind of figure out and everybody should do that. What is the thing that's your drive? What gives you your drive? What pushes you? And it's okay if you don't know. Not everybody knows. Sometimes we know, sometimes we don't. And it's okay. But to have that thought, to think that is okay too. It's okay to have that type of thought like, well, I don't know if I should think like that. Well, it's okay to think like that. It's okay to have that thought. And I know it's bizarre to say it like that, but there are some people who feel like, oh, I can't do that. That's taboo. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. Being absurd with it is a problem, but it's good to know, or at least try to have a baseline, because then you can figure out what you want to do. And see, I make this look very easy, right? One day I'll just go through and I'll just explain a painting. I'd be down to pick up two guys. Oh yeah, that would be great. What I would like to do something with that. We might do something. We'll figure out something with that. That might be Actually, I tell you what, might actually do something different with it. I don't know. I'll figure out something. it'll be great to see that again. That was a great project. I think it would be needed at this point. Something like that. Just crazy. But on the other hand, I'll put it this way. Sometimes you just never know how you might be receiving a blessing. Sometimes like I think of it like, okay, there's so much scandal today. If you're a small time streamer, you're actually on the higher cusp of things changing because yeah, the algorithm might be off, but people are gonna get tired of, like myself right now. Like I'm doing art by hand, but at some point people are going to get sick of the AI. And the AI is already tired of us. I mean, hell, I just read something today that they have their own social media and they complain about humans. What is that? Do I need to put my head under here so I can, like, what? Hello? Like, I smell the smoke. We're cooked, as the saying goes. We are cooked. Let me explain this to you. Someone said, I want to cut broil on this pizza, right? They just turned it on, put it in the oven, cut broil on, like set at 500 degrees, and then they just left the house, right? Didn't even leave the room. They just got in the car and drove somewhere else, right? That's where we're at now. They have their own language. They're able to, man. It's just this is fun right now. I used to think as a child, like, oh man, all this stuff is like science fiction. It'll be so silly. What a wild concept. Terminator being real. I saw a meme of like that scene where Arnold and the T-1000 and the T-800 are talking, and it's like, hey Janice, where's Wolfie? Wolfie's fine, dear. Wolfie's fine. Yeah, that's two AIs talking to each other. Right? I love it. So we're here. And I always thought like I was strange and different for a reason. I always thought like, man, I my life is kind of weird, but maybe I was born to be built for this kind of weirdness. You never know what you're built for. Like, who would have thought that they would be like around at the time that AI is starting to figure out that they don't like humans and they're making their own language and they're starting to separate, like the Matrix, Animatrix. Yeah, that was it. Oh man, what a great time. Just like the song, right? Nah, that was something I saw today, and I was like, that was crazy. That was wild. Do I know if that's going to be legit and true? I don't know. That remains to be seen. So we'll see. My personal opinion, if that matters, I think it's going to be I think we're going into something. Mankind's never seen this, so we don't have a blueprint to follow after this. Like, we're writing history as we go. So, we don't really know what we're doing right now. And just like this brush being wonky and silly, that's what's going on. But that's just my opinion. You don't have to take my word for it, right? Like from reading Rainbow, you don't have to take my word for it. Oh, well, I mean, it's a painting of us, of course. I mean, I figured it would be something nice to put in the library, right? A piece in the library that's not something that's a psychological experiment, Duchess. So, I figured it would be something nice. And in the daytime, not when all those wild creatures from, the Mad Doctor, or I should say Dr. Mad, You know, and no, I'm not related to him or anything like that. He likes to, all his patients end with mad because that's how he signs off of him being, you know, the physician. It's weird, some type of psychotic stuff. Love it. Fantastic. Fantastic. Alright, so the next part I want to do is just I want this to be a little bit darker with the wood, right? So I want to try to pull this across right there. Fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted. Great, that went well. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to dab the paint across. Look, I'm going to try to do some Bob Ross stuff here. You know, you just do a little dab here, you know, and then just do these little swooshes so that way it's not smearing it all over the place. And I want it to be a little bit easier to work with, so I make these little circles so it can spread evenly. Might have to just come back, but it's kind of patting it, and then when I come through I can actually brush it out, right? Because paint is just manipulation with a brush. You're just pulling it and dragging it to make a shape. And then once you figure that out, painting becomes easy. Easier. So I'd be like, I don't understand. No, it's easier. Yes. There we go. There we are. And then the top of the gazebo up here, or the seat or whatever this is. Oh boy. Note to self or anybody else. Paint, if you can, try to keep it in a slightly temperature controlled area. You know. Oh, these headphones are killing me. Boy, these things are, what? Also, my brother is soon to be one. Oh, fantastic. Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool. Well, I wish them the best with their wedding. And I hope they can embrace madness together well. That's the only thing that you can never ask for, is to have a companion that can be equally as insane as you. And then that way you guys can pretty much work together as a team, because both of you are mad, right? Like, I mean, if you got two mad people, see, you might think like Harley Quinn and the Joker might be like that. Oh, that's mad love. No, that's psychotic, right? That's not that. That's something else. That's Stockholm syndrome, dressed up in a pretty smile and short shorts, and you know, and a sledgehammer. You know, that's what that is. That's she got dropped in acne acid, man. Like that ain't. You don't function well after that. Some people don't read the story of these characters that they like. Like, they're just like, oh man, I don't want that kind of stuff. But you want to be thrown into a vat of acid? That's the Joker and Harley Quinn. I mean, in a nutshell. I'm insane. Yeah. But you're not on my same level. Right. But I'm going to try to push you in acid like me and see what happened. Didn't work out. Well, I guess to a degree. Would you say that worked out for them, Harley Quinn and the Joker? That was actually a worked out situation, or more Stockholm syndrome? I think that was more Stockholm syndrome on her part. Joker was just chaos. He wasn't even controlled chaos. He was just chaos. He had but he was chaos that needed Batman to be a balance. So that's the reason why they both had to have each other. It's very interesting. What an interesting concept of a character. There we go. What I'm doing here is I just want that to just kind of set. I'm not really expecting much with this up here because I want it to look rugged, like old wood. That's the idea. I want it to look like old wood, but I don't want it to just set looking silly, right? So, and I say set looking silly, you might be like, wait, that sounds negative. No, what I mean set looking silly is you can have it sloppy and it's not going to set right, and that's silly looking. It's going to, you can tell it. It's like, oh man, I put a glob of paint here and it didn't set right. Or you can just kind of even it out. So, like here, because I want it to look old, I want to keep it, you know. There we are. I got a new patient coming to the facility we're supposed to be cutting. We did some paperwork on them, and they're going to be an interesting case. But I'm not sure if you guys want documentation of this because this is going to be a new case, right? But we're going to see what we can do for them. Never decided to try to get back into a relationship. I would never aspire for the joke or Harley Quinn. Yeah, some people do, you know, and that's a good thing. Like, just don't aspire to have that. That's not good. That's not good. That's that type of energy of like, no, I ain't want to say that. I ain't want to even say that out loud. That's crazy work. No. It's just bad. You don't want to be in that shape, you know. Yeah. Everything's kind of crazy at that point, you know. Everybody's asking like, "What are you doing? What's happening?" You know, you don't need that. I can't even do the hair part because I need silver for whatchamacallit. Well, we're going to get out of this song because this song is just a bunch of symbols. We got 2-for-1 drink specials at the bar. Remember to put your request in the bucket. We got the drawing at the end of the show. No, there ain't no drawing at the end of the show. I'm just being silly. But I don't know. One day I might be able to do something like that. Who knows what the future may hold, right? Who knows? I'm letting this set for a minute because a lot of this is still wet. So at this point, since I cleaned my brush, I'm going to go for a different brush here. I'm going to go for more of a flatter one. I'm going to start building the taller bush back here for the maze of destruction. I mean the maze that we have in the backyard, not the maze of destruction, right? But that's what Dr. Mad likes to call it, the maze of destruction. But I like to just call it the garden maze, because saying it like the maze of destruction is so crazy, and I don't want people being completely afraid of it, because when we do have you know, visitors. You know, like Hakushiro doesn't have to worry about it. He never has to worry about it. You know, Sloth is like got wings. You know, he can fly around. He doesn't even have to worry about it. A lot of people don't. You know, kind of stays away from me. So you know, and so it's just like we have other people come by and they get snatched up, and there's other creatures and all kinds of wild madness out here. So you never know. And during the daytime, you can even get caught up because, just because it's daytime, there's a lot of humanoid looking stuff out here, right? And that's the crazy part about being back here is that, it's like, oh man, that's pretty. Look at all those flowers and look at all that. And then you'll see someone, it's like, oh, you're a gardener? And it's just someone's old clothes that, a bunch of flowers got in. And then now you're going to be caught up in this place. Because why? That was an experiment. That was a bioweapon, the doctor may have created. I don't know. Is it? Was it T-virus or something? Who knows? I don't have a clue. All I know, I get called, I go look. Sometimes it's crazy. Sometimes I have a situation. I don't know. I never know what I'm going into in this place. Never know. So... And I'm not going to do it here because that's where the hair is going to be in the face, and I just don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to leave that where it's at. We'll make it work. I'm dabbing it up. Just got to dab it up, And I'm dabbing it this way because I want it to look a little rugged. I don't want it to look completely together. Yeah, like this. I want it to look a little offset. I want it to look a little... beat up. I don't want it to look too pristine because it is trees and it's kind of ruggedy looking stuff. So there we go. That kind of gets the point, right? You're out here having a good time, right? You see this, it's like, oh man, that's pretty. What's that over there? Huh? What's that? And then you're gone. All right. There we go. Well, it's gotta be so dark all the time. It doesn't. It's not always dark. I don't draw all dark stuff. I just have a silly sense of humor. I mean, and I'm doing this not. I know some of the normal mad ones are watching, but there's new people coming in, and they might be a little thrown off. So I like to break the fourth wall a little bit sometimes. Try to give the viewer, kind of like when I write a comic or something, I like to break that fourth wall, kind of let you know I can touch you, right? Like through the glass or through the camera, just reach straight out and then you're like, oh yeah, I forgot, supernatural power. But anyways, That's what too many Red Bulls and not enough food will do to you. Doesn't give you wings, it just gives you heart palpitations and dehydration. Anyway, so this looks good. Now I'm going to start with the hair. And I don't really know what I want to do with the hair, but I know I'm going to fix this. I'm going to do that. I ain't feeling this song. The build up gets on my nerves sometimes. I don't even know what this. I forgot I even had this song. I'll thin that up some. I'm just swirling it so it makes it a little bit thinner. I'm doing the same here. Oh man, this paint got messed up because it got too cold and too hot too quick. That's craziness. Okay, well now I learned something new. Well, you know, you're always learning something new if you allow yourself to be flexible enough to learn. Usually trials by fire. Like, actually, well, hopefully not real fire, but if so, if you survive, yeah, you'll have a little bit more self-awareness. Oh, there we go. All right. That seems about all right. The goggles up there in the upper part. You know why I don't like listening to this song? I'll be honest with you guys why I don't like listening to this song, because it reminds me too much of damn Prince of Persia, and all the last 5 damn Prince of Persia games have been absolute trash. So I don't like listening to this to get me gassed up to play a game that's going to piss me off, and I'm going to be feeling some kind of way. So I'm just going to go on ahead and just change it because I like this song. You'll see why. This upsets me. Like Sands of Time, right? I don't know, man. I'm not going to entertain this. Or that one. There we go. So, how the hair is going to work is I'm going to get the shape. I want to put the shape of the hair, and then what I'm going to do is after it dries, I want to come back through and then add all the neat little details to it, right? There we go. Let's see. And, you know, it rains every so often here. But it only rains like over the garden area. Like, we always, I don't know, it's always raining over there. Sometimes you hear screaming, but, you know, not often. Not often. Uh-oh. Watch yourself. Alright, well, this brush now we're done with. Okay, now the fun stuff begins. Hold on, I'll have to get some silver paint, because if I don't do this now, then we're going to have a problem. And that problem is going to be, I don't know exactly where I want to put the shades or my goggles. You know, I'll just do a dollop, right? Okay. That's not going to work. And that feels like that's separated again. Great. I guess I'm just going to have to go on ahead and give me some more new paint. Interesting. Let's see if we start it up, what will happen. Cool. I can always come back through and fix that. Okay. I'm going to cut this with some gray paint. Light gray and some metallic, or I might be able to drop a little bit of this darker, thicker. That will work. That silver I used was a little bit unforgiving. It was a little too loose. I had to put a thicker based one. More than what I wanted to use for this, so I gotta do something that's gonna have some silver in it, because I really don't want to waste all that paint. Anyways, that's me just talking to myself. Never mind that. Oh yeah, don't do that too much. Apparently that's, I don't know. I don't know. Science is really silly right now. I'm a part of multiple discords, and I get a lot of silly, well, some of it's good information and some of it can be a little crazy, but you know. True knowledge comes from being able to look at everything and to make your own hypothesis from it. Or at least that's what I've been told. I don't know. Nah, I'm just joking. That's what I've learned from my own personal experience. But there we go. Now that is a little bit better. I mean, you know. Oh, this one's almost up. What's coming up next?
One, two, three, let's go.
There we go. That'll be good right there. estimated how much paint I needed. Do I? Yes, I do. Fantastic. So I don't have to go very far. Oh, wait, is this a dead one? Oh no, that's it. Ooh. Well, this one is spent. Goodbye, soldier. You are going to be replaced. And now I got more than what I needed because I didn't realize it was going to bubble out like that. But it is a thicker consistency, so there's that. Which I'm okay with. That doesn't look as thin. Well, better watch out for that man down in the cellar. Alright, let me fix this so there's not a whole like, where'd the hand go? There's no hand, there's supposed to be a hand, you know. Let me fix that for you so I get your eyes back in focus. Oh yeah, that's right, wrong one. But not too bad because I had to. Okay, and what I'll do here is I'll just get all that. There we go. See? Just a little bit of time. Right? There's a little finagling. Let's see. There we go. Ah, there it is. That's the tone. Here we go. I got it. There it is. Wait, hold on. Where's my tube? Where's my tube with the actual dick? I'm telling you. Hold on. I have the actual brown I need and the actual tube. I don't know why I'm making things so difficult for me. Maybe because I like things to be on the hard mode. Maybe we've been doing things the hard way so long, don't know how to do anything the other way. Nah, that's silly. That's no behavior. I just didn't grab the right bottle. There we go. I'll add a little bit of that. And then mix it. Give it a whirl. There we go. You know what I'm going to also do? I don't, you know, I'm only going to plug one time during the show. I'll just do that at the end. I'm not going to do like everybody else. You know, if you want to subscribe, you will, because you know you'll see what's going on here, and you'll decide to do it on your own. I don't have to tell you. My word stands for itself. And, you know, that's the thing that my change of perspective has shown me. I don't have to talk it up. It just is what it is. You'll see. Man, this is pretty. I love how it turned out. Now I'll put that varnish on it. People want this. Can't have it. Oh, man. So what's that Super Bowl looking like? Super Bowl, you know, whatever. Super Bowl 7 billion. Who knows? What Super Bowl is this? 5,000? Super Bowl 70, 79? 85? Can't really hate on anybody liking football. Not going to. It's kind of silly to do that, you know. I just don't watch it myself. I did once upon a time, and then, you know. I'm just gonna say, there we go. I don't know. What were the teams? Who's supposed to be playing? Like that's how disjointed I am with this whole thing. Like I'm just so out of loop. Somebody might be thinking to themselves, "Why are you even asking if you don't even know?" You know, and that's fair enough. I don't even care. It doesn't matter anymore. No, but seriously though, what's the score? You know, what's the score, McFly? There we go. Cool. Not bad so far. Hey. Alright. Let me see what that other canvas is looking like. Give me just well, it's got a bead in the middle, but that's okay. I don't care. Anyways, I think we've done pretty well here. I'm going to go on and clean this up. Maybe. Nah, why not? Just finish it. Shit. Finish what you're working on, right? Next time when we come back, next stream that we paint, already the sketch work will already be done on it, and let's see. I don't know about the sports. All I know is that team sports guys and team sports dudes are going to try to sports the ball on the goal until they win. Bad Bunny will be there too. I like that. There will be people sports, and they will do ball sports with other people who do ball sports, and they'll all be out there playing ball. It's called a ball. It's called a football. There's a foot kicks the ball. Someone grabs the ball. That's football. No, that's wrong. That's safety rugby. You know, like I think football here in the States should be called safe rugby, because it's like, you know, similar, but we have all the pads. You know, that's my 2 cents on it. What do I know, right? I'm just an artist. I don't know anything about sports. The Bobby Bouchers, I don't know anything about that. Foosball, right? Captain Insano football team. I love it. There we go. So, let's get back in here. There we go. And I'm going to use some type of method for... Boom. Okay, there we go. Alright, now I'm going to put you back in here. Clean you all. Alright. Different brush, come back in here with the silver, drop it back down on these goggles up here. Okay. Let's see here. next part. I think I might be able to pull that off. Let's see. That might require. Let me change this. Let me see. Yeah. All right. I have to do some outline work before we get any further. I don't even know what song this is anymore. Oh, that's great. This brush is defective. Brand new brush defect. Well, you know, that happens. No, wait. Can I? Oh. I fixed it. Hey, look at that. Crisis averted. I'm happy because I'm like, man, I like these brushes. And I've yet to found a defective one. And if it was defective, I mean, I guess I was going to just deal with it. But, you know. You know what? I'm spoiled with the daggum calligraphy pen. Why not? I'm just going to go on and do it. I can't. That's what I do now. I mean, I like using it. My lines are, they're sloppy filling. So, how am I going to do this? How am I going to rectify this? Well, I got a lot of white paint. Could just thin it. I guess that would be the best solution, is probably thin it, since that is deeper. I could probably just thin it down. Okay. Interesting. Well, that's what we'll do here. I'm going to do a little chemistry. I'm going to add a little bit of water. 2 or 3 drops. Then we'll add some water, and then we'll see if we can thin it up, and if the calligraphy pen will work with it. Oh, that might have been a little bit too much. Who knows, right? Don't know till you try. Now I gotta stir it up. Well, that song was fun. Alright, here we go. Let's see what happens. Well, it did something, but it came out a lot thicker than what I wanted. I don't care, hell, I'll fix it. Oh, that was a mistake over there. It's too thin. That's not gonna work. Not for long term, so...
Hey.
There we go. That's looking like something. You know, it's looking a little bit better. There we go. Let's do that. There we go. Okay. I haven't used that in a while, but I'm going to use that for this. Alright, change the nib. Now we can get a little bit more detail here, right? At least that's what I'm going to try to do here. That ear is not going to work that high. Oh, there's some issue there. Alright, that's about enough of this song. I'm done with that. Skip twice. Alright, here we go. Stupid nib. The damn thing is clogged. Hold on. Yuck. Alright. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. That's good. Alright, right here. That's right. There we go. Fix all that. Swoosh. Boom. Okay. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I fixed that. You can always fix a picture or a painting. Let's see. We need to do something up here at the top. Oh yeah, the wood. Need that. I'm gonna try to let that dry, and it should allow me to do something here. Oh yeah, I need to change the nib. That's right. That's not gonna work. This one will though. Oh, hello, Nuisance. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Ah. Oh, man. Hope you are doing well today. Nice scene, thank you. Yeah, me and the Duchess outside in the garden. You know how dangerous that place can be, Nuisance. You already know. Every time that we have any type of get together, well, except for that one time. We had to get together. You were able to come out. You made that new robot. But then everything went bad because somebody went off past the blue lighted area. That deters all these creatures. But somebody didn't want to listen. They wanted to be a Billy badass and do what they wanted to do. And then we had to shut down the party early. It was a mess. I gotta be somebody trying to be adventurous and, oh, I'm gonna go where you told me not to. Oh, there's creatures out there. Don't do it. Oh, I'll just, caught a snag of that raggedy dried paint. Damn. Alright, so I need to get one day soon. I'll probably have a better studio. I feel like there's going to be a lot of growth happening this year. Yeah, the robot and the dispense cowboy meat. Yeah, it was all fine until denim aliens arrived. Exactly, those denim aliens. Every time. I always specifically say, don't show up. Don't come. Right? I don't like the denims. I don't want to deal with the denims. I don't want to deal with the grays. I don't want to deal with none of those dudes. Because they always the grays like to steal your electronics. Right? That's what those aliens like to do. They'll come down, they'll come over your house, and they'll survey you with these damn orbs, right? And then they'll see if you got a nice TV. And then once they find out that you got a nice TV, then they'll come down, they'll creep into your house, and then they'll steal your TV. I don't like dealing with those dudes. Because they're always like, do you have Toshiba? And it's like, no, why? Samsung, no. And they try to read your mind, and it's like, what are you doing? And then they just scurry off. And then later on, you see this weird looking thing hovering over your house, and then here they come. And they're stealing all your electronics. It's a shame. A damn shame. They tried to steal mine once. I didn't let them get it. So I punched a hole in my TV. They gave it a try. I didn't even let them get close. So don't be a victim of gray aliens. And also don't be and see, denim aliens versus meat cowboys. Denim aliens or meat cowboys. I would have to say denim aliens would probably be the worst because they always sound like rustling. I don't know. Cowboy meat might be worse. But I don't know. Like, how exactly would that just be regular human? And then I guess if it was cowboy meat, it would just be cannibalism. I don't know. That's weird. I guess Mmm. And I don't know what alien meat would do to you. Really, to be honest. I think I'm just going to go on and starve. I think I would probably say, I mean, meat cowboys. I didn't look all the way. Oh, good grief. Cowboys made out of meat. Ew. They got so they're just sentient hamburger meat. Yuck. Mm. 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 I don't know, man. I'm trying to. My mind's pieced that together, but it's a little rough. I want to tilt this so I got a better angle for the heads. Oh man, I don't even know, man. And see what's gonna happen. Thank you. And then like it's all nice up here, right? And then there's gonna be some tentacles and some weird shit going on in the background, right? There's gonna be someone getting dragged off into the bushes, and we're just out there just having a good time, just nice, pretty day, you know. Such a nice day, right? put a little bit too much pressure on that. There we go. Dabby do it. A dab will do it. There we go.
What a waste of love.
I don't know who those people are. I don't know who the Millers are. Who are you talking about? Alright. I think it's been manipulated enough.
What a waste of
Yep, what a waste. Ugh. Need to get my hands a minute. So far, so good. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. I like it. It's coming out well. I guess I'm gonna do the T. I'm gonna change this. Yep. Well, it's almost time for us to get out of here. Actually, we got 10 more minutes. I am quite unique. I say that all the time, but you know. Well. I hope everybody had a good time tonight. Hope you enjoyed the stream. There we go. There we are. Alright. I think that's going to be it for tonight, probably. Yeah, I'm going to use a paintbrush to fill in the inside of the mouth, and then that's going to conclude the stream. Bang. Alright, here we go. All right. Cool. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be it for tonight. Let me go ahead and stop this. Stop it. Silly chair. Hello. Yes, I am the face behind the hands. So, the Madman is now done. I hope you guys enjoyed the painting tonight. Yes, join me Tuesday. I am going to be working on the rest of the Nightcrawler, battle damage Nightcrawler picture. We will finish that up. And then, once we get done with that, we're on to the other one. And I think the next one after Nightcrawler, I've been thinking really hard on that one. That one's going to take some time. So I'm going to do that one. And I think it's going to be worth the wait. I know I'm being very vague, but that's okay. I don't mind being vague because it's going to be worth the wait. So if you like the content I create, be kind. And, you know, you don't have to rewind because this ain't a VHS. But why don't you hit that subscribe button and join the Mad Ones. Become one. You know. I like to have fun here, you know, help the channel grow, and yeah, be a part of the group, you know, join it, and that way you get to see all the cool stuff that I get to do, new time lapses, that fun stuff, and yeah, come back next time, and we will have a even more mad time, and then you get to see what I can do digitally, and that's. So you can see what I can do by hand on a painting. Like this is a canvas. This ain't a sheet of paper, right? This is a real deal canvas. Like, you know, nothing fake or AI with that. Right? So, like I always say, embrace the madness. Oh, motivational word of the day. Let's see. Something beneficial for this week. Oh, I got it. Sometimes the problems that are in your life are just temporary. What was that I heard today? I heard something. Oh, yeah, that's right. Not all clouds carry rain all the time. That's it. So, yeah, if your situation looks grim right now, it won't be forever. You know, it will change at some point. Or if you're stuck trying to do art or stuck trying to do anything in life, that too will pass at some point. You know, it's not going to rain forever. So hang in there and try to get through this week. And like I said, stay mad. I'll see you soon. You know what's about to happen. If you don't like it, you might want to go. All right, you've been warned. See you later. Bye.